Hello and welcome to Voice After 50, the podcast where we talk about life, reinvention, resilience and the quiet power of doing things our own way in the second half of life. Today's episode is called You Don't Have to Tell Everyone Your Business. And let me tell you, this one's close to the bone. Not because it's cynical, not because it's about mistrust, but because it's about wisdom. The kind of wisdom you earn through experience, not the kind you read on a motivational mug. There's a funny pressure these days to share everything, your plans, your goals, your next move. Social media has given us this sense that every new step needs to be announced and applauded. Look at me, I'm launching a business, I've joined a course, I'm planning a retreat to Bali. And listen, if that's your thing, go for it. But sometimes it's not only okay to keep things to yourself, it's smart, strategic, even sacred. Let's talk about why. The truth is, not everyone will celebrate you. And that's not a bitter statement. It's not said in anger, it's just a reality. Sometimes people will smile, nod and say, "Oh, how wonderful." But something in their tone doesn't sit right. Something about their energy feels off. Maybe they don't even know it themselves, but it shows up as comparison or envy or subtle shade disguised as concern. You might hear it in phrases like, "Are you sure that's the right time?" "Oh, you're brave. I could never do that." Interesting. Good luck with that." It's subtle, but it's real. And for those of us over 50, especially women who are redefining ourselves, our work, our joy, our next chapters, it's important to protect that energy because here's the thing, growth can make people uncomfortable. Not because you're doing anything wrong, but because your movement forces them to reflect on their own stillness. Your boldness shines a light on their hesitation. Your vision, your risk-taking, your reinvention, it can stir up their own doubts and regrets. That's not your fault, but it is something to be aware of. And sometimes those reactions, those side comments and raised eyebrows can trigger something in us too. You see, back in 1978, two clinical psychologists, Pauline Rose Clance and Susan Imes, coined a term called the imposter phenomenon, what most of us now call imposter syndrome. They were studying high-achieving women who, despite their accomplishments, felt like frauds, like they didn't belong in the rooms they'd worked so hard to enter. And much of that feeling came from internalizing doubt, sometimes planted by others, sometimes absorbed from subtle social cues. That idea still holds true. When we share something vulnerable, a goal, a dream, a plan, and someone responds with skepticism or comparison, it can feed that inner voice that says, "Who do you think you are?" And that voice is louder when it's backed by external echoes. So, being selective about who we share with, that's not paranoia, that's psychological self-protection. There's a kind of quiet power in keeping things to yourself. It's not secrecy, it's not hiding, it's discernment. It's saying, this idea, this seed I'm planting, it's not ready for sunlight yet. It needs protection, time, nourishment, my full belief. Because early on, dreams are fragile. And when you're in the delicate phase of planning something new, a career change, a new relationship, a creative project, your mindset is still forming, and it can be shaken. Sometimes a stray comment, a raised eyebrow, or an "are you sure?" can lodge itself into your mind and make you second-guess everything. Not because you're weak, but because you're human. In fact, research following on from Clance and Imes' work has shown that environments lacking support can amplify those imposter feelings. And often those environments aren't formal, they're personal. They're the dinner tables, the WhatsApp groups, the family catch-ups where you mention a plan and are met not with encouragement, but with concern or subtle criticism. So, what can we take from this? Not everyone needs to be part of your process, especially not in the early stages. Now, this isn't to say you go full hermit and never tell anybody anything. Of course not. We all need our circle, our ride or dies, our support network, the people who genuinely want to see us win and succeed. And chances are you already know who those people are. They're the ones who don't just clap when you succeed. They encourage you in the messy middle. They see your potential even before it's fully formed, sometimes even before you see it yourself. They say things like, "That sounds amazing. What can I do to help?" "You've got this. Tell me more. This is so exciting." These are your people. Keep them close, because not everybody who's in your life is in your corner. And sometimes that includes people you expected to show up. Friends you've known for decades, family who mean well. But if their feedback consistently plants seeds of doubt instead of confidence, it's a sign. At this stage in life, after 50, we don't have time for unnecessary detours caused by other people's insecurities. We've done the people-pleasing, the waiting in line, the procrastination. We've played the roles, we've waited for permission. This chapter? It's for intentional action, quiet ambition, grounded confidence. So maybe you don't need to post about the new job application. Maybe you wait to announce the holiday until you're already packing. Maybe the business idea stays in your journal until it's launched and thriving. That's not being secretive. That's protecting your process. Because your dreams don't need validation to be valid. They don't need applause to have value. They just need you, focused, steady, and surrounded by people who get it. So here's what I hope is your takeaway for today. You don't have to tell everyone your business. Not because people are bad, but because not everyone is equipped to hold your vision. And that's okay. You know who your cheerleaders are. You know who makes you feel expansive, not small. Choose wisely, share intentionally, and move forward with quiet, powerful confidence. You've earned the right to protect what's sacred to you. Let that be your new normal. Thank you for joining me today on Voice After 50. If this episode spoke to you, I'd love for you to share it with someone who might need a reminder to protect their peace and their vision. Until next time, keep moving forward, keep your energy clean, and remember, your next chapter is yours to write. Talk soon.